Beloved, I want to talk to the part of you that you don't say out loud very often. Not the part that misses him, not even the part that got hurt. I want to talk to the part that is quietly ashamed. The part that replays it, not the good moments, but the ones you wish you had seen coming. The thing he said early on that you laughed off, that you now understand, was a warning. The friend who pulled you aside and you got defensive. The feeling in your gut you talked yourself out of again and again until you couldn't hear it anymore. And you lie awake asking the same question. How did I not see it? It was right there. Everyone else saw it. How did I give my heart my time? Parts of myself I do not get back to someone I should have known better than to love. That question has a name. It is shame. And tonight, I am going to take it off of you, not with a pat on the head, but with the truth. You did not love the wrong one, because something is broken in you. You loved with the eyes you had. And here is the thing nobody told you. The loving was not wasted. While you were giving your heart to someone who could not stay, God was doing something in you that you could not feel happening. He was teaching your eyes to see. There is a verse most people read as a verse about David, but it is really a verse about every human being who has ever chosen by what they could see. When the prophet Samuel came to anoint Israel's true king, he looked at the older brothers, tall, impressive, the ones who looked the part, and assumed one of them must be chosen, and God stopped him. 1 Samuel 16, verse 7. The Lord does not see as man sees, for man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. Hear what that verse is saying about you. Man looks on the outward appearance. That is not an accusation. That is a description of every human being who has not yet learned to see deeper. You saw the surface, the charm, the chemistry, the way he made you feel chosen, the intensity that felt like love, because the surface is what untrained eyes read. You were not stupid. You were human, and human eyes learn by looking. Israel's first king was a man named Saul. The very first thing the Bible tells us about him is that he was tall and handsome, head and shoulders above everyone else. The people looked at him and saw exactly what they thought a king should be: the height, the presence, the man who filled a room. And he was the wrong one. They did not find that out at the beginning when he looked so right. They found it out slowly and painfully, watching the king they had been so certain of turn into the king they could not follow. And it was only after the wrong one, only after the ache of having crowned a man for his appearance, that the nation's eyes opened enough to recognize the right one. A shepherd boy, the youngest, Ga, the one nobody in the room would have chosen by looking. That is not a story about ancient Israel. That is your story. You looked at someone and saw what you were so sure was right, and being sure is not the same as seeing. You chose by the surface, because that is what every untrained eye does. And the slow, painful discovery that the impressive one was the wrong one is the exact thing that taught your eyes to read past the surface at all. Now let me take you to a woman I want you to meet. There was a woman in a town called Sychar who had a history. The Bible does not soften it. She had been married more than once, and the man she was with then was not her husband. And here is the detail that tells you everything about how she felt about her own choices. She went to draw water from the well at noon, in the middle of the day, in the heat, when no one else would be there. Women drew water in the cool of the morning, together, in a group. It was communal. But this woman waited until they were gone, because she could not bear their eyes anymore. She knew what they said about her. She knew her history made her a subject of whispers. So she arranged her whole life around being unseen. She went to the well alone at noon because invisibility was the only comfort she had left. Does that feel familiar? The way you change the subject when someone asks about your past? The way you carry the record of who you loved, like something to keep hidden? And here is what happened at that well. Jesus was already there. He had gone out of his way, the text says. He needed to go through Samaria, a route most people avoided. And he sat down at that well, at that hour, and waited for her. The woman who came alone to avoid being seen was met by the one person who saw everything and came anyway. Watch what he does. He names her history. You have had 5 husbands, and he whom you now have is not your husband. And she braces the way you brace when someone is about to bring up the thing you are most ashamed of. Here it comes, the lecture, the disappointment, the look. It does not come. He says the true thing about her history, and then he keeps talking to her, keeps offering her living water. Does not flinch, does not pull back, does not lower his voice in judgment. He knows the whole record, and he stays. Beloved, that is what God knows about you tonight, and that is how he stays. The history you brace for him to bring up, he already knows it fully, and he is still here, still talking to you, not to shame you, to offer you something living. Here is how her story ends. And it is the part I most want you to hear. After Jesus meets her at that well, she does something extraordinary. She leaves her water jar, the whole reason she walked out in the heat, and she runs back into the town she had been carefully avoiding, the people whose looks she could not stand. And she shouts to them, "Come, see a man who told me everything I ever did." And the Bible says many of the people in that city believed because of her. Stop on this. The woman whose history was her deepest shame became the first person in that town to point others to Christ. And the very thing she used to point them was her history. He told me everything I ever did. The record she had been hiding at noon became the testimony she was shouting in the streets. God did not erase her past to use her. He used the past itself. The shame became the testimony. The thing she built her whole life around concealing became the thing that changed a city. Beloved, this is what God does with the wrong one you loved. He does not erase it. He does not hand you a clean slate as though it never happened. He takes the very thing you are ashamed of and turns it into the thing that gives you eyes. Every red flag you missed and later understood is now a red flag you will catch in an instant. Every ache that taught you what you cannot live with is now a standard you will not lower. Every never again you carved into yourself through that experience that was your eyes learning to see, and they are going to protect you. Hear me carefully on this one thing, because I want to be honest with you. I am not telling you God sent you the wrong one. I am not telling you that if there was real harm, if he wounded you in ways that still ache, that God planned that for you. He does not author the wrong things we walk through. What he redeems is your healing and your hard-won wisdom, never the harm itself. The harm was wrong, full stop, and nothing I say tonight turns it into a gift. God is simply so relentlessly good that he refuses to let even the wrong things be wasted. He did not write that chapter, but he will not let you walk away from it empty-handed. And if what you carried out of it is more than a lesson,